Within you, there is a power as vast as the universe itself, a force that transcends the limits of what you thought possible. This power is not a gift given to a select few, nor does it require years of study to attain. It is your natural heritage, an energy that has been with you from the first instant of your existence. Yet as you go about your life day after day, this force lies dormant, waiting to be recognized, waiting for you to finally awaken to its presence. How many times have you felt that there is something beyond your everyday experience? How many times have you sensed that there is untapped potential within you? The truth is that you are not tapping into even a fraction of your true power. You have become accustomed to living on the surface of your being, barely touching the vastness of who you really are. You have learned to settle for less, to accept limitations that do not really exist, to live a life that is but a pale reflection of what you could manifest. This is not just another message about human potential or self-improvement. What you are about to discover goes beyond traditional concepts of growth and development. It is an awakening to a fundamental truth about your nature, an understanding that has the power to transform every aspect of your existence today. I will guide you on a journey into the depths of your being, where you will discover why you have been operating with a fraction of your power, and more importantly, how you can begin to awaken this dormant force. The question will no longer be whether you have the power to transform your reality, but why you have waited so long to claim it, to understand the magnitude of this inner power. We must delve into a fundamental truth about the nature of reality. Everything we perceive as solid, as definitive, as inam, is in essence a dance of energy in constant motion. Science and ancient traditions converge. In this understanding, the universe is an infinite web of interconnected consciousness. In this vast field of possibilities, your consciousness is not a mere passive observer. It is a creative force, a focal point of universal intelligence that has the power to shape and transform reality itself. Visionary researchers like Jacobo Grinberg dedicated their lives to exploring this matrix of consciousness, revealing how our perception not only interprets reality but actively participates in its creation. The reality you experience at this moment is like a living hologram, a projection that emerges from the interaction between your consciousness and the infinite field of possibility. Every thought, every emotion, every state of consciousness that you hold feeds the frequency that resonates with this field, attracting and manifesting experiences that match your inner vibration. But there is a crucial difference between understanding this intellectually and experiencing it as living truth. When you truly awaken to this understanding, you no longer see the world as separate from you. You begin to recognize that every experience, every circumstance in your life is a reflection of your state of consciousness. It's not the universe responding to your desires. It's the universe is you expressing itself through infinite forms and possibilities. This awakening is not some distant destination, but a recognition that can occur at any moment. It's like opening your eyes after a long sleep and realizing that you've always been more than you thought you were. The matrix of consciousness, that unified field of intelligence and potential, is not something external to you. It is the very fabric of your being, the essence of who you are. And herein lies a transformative truth. When you shift your state of consciousness, when you raise your vibrational frequency, you are not asking the universe to change for you. You are allowing a new dimension of reality to manifest through you. The power you have been seeking, does not need to be attained or developed because it has never been separate from you. It only needs you to recognize it and allow it to express itself through your being. However, if this power is natural in us, a fundamental question arises: what prevents us from accessing it? The answer is found in the layers of conditioning that we have accumulated throughout our existence. From the moment we set foot in the world, we begin to absorb limitations, restrictive beliefs, and thought patterns that act as veils, hiding our true nature. These blocks are not physical barriers, but states of consciousness that we have normalized. They are like filters through which we perceive reality, distorting our understanding of what is possible. Fear, doubt, distrust in ourselves are nothing more than mental programs that we have accepted as absolute truths. Social conditioning plays a crucial role in this process. We have learned to define our limits based on the expectations and beliefs of others, forgetting that these definitions are arbitrary and have no real power over our essence. Society has taught us to seek external validation, to depend on outside approval, distancing ourselves further and further from our own source of power. But perhaps the most subtle and powerful block is the identification with our limitations. We have come to believe that we are our thoughts, our emotions, our personal stories. This identification creates an invisible prison, a cage of perceptions that keeps our potential asleep. The vital energy that flows naturally through us is hindered by these layers of resistance. It is like a river whose course has been blocked by sediment accumulated over time. The water is still there, the force is still present, but its flow is diminished. It is contained by obstacles that we ourselves have allowed to accumulate. Recognizing these blockages is not an act of judgment or self-criticism. It is the first step towards liberating our inner power. When we begin to observe these patterns with awareness without resistance, they begin to lose their hold on us. The light of consciousness begins to dissolve these shadows that have obscured our true nature. The path to awakening our inner power is not a linear process or a series of mechanical steps. It is a journey of self-discovery that begins with conscious presence, that state of full attention where we become attentive observers of our own experience. In this space of expanded consciousness, we begin to perceive reality without the usual filters of our conditioning. Conscious presence allows us to perceive reality without the usual filters of our conditioning. It allows us to tune into higher frequencies of existence. It's like adjusting a radio to a clearer and more harmonious frequency. When we remain anchored in the present moment, our vital energy flows unhindered, allowing us to access more expansive states of consciousness. In these states, the limitations that once seemed so solid begin to naturally dissolve. The vibration we maintain determines the experiences we attract and manifest. When we raise our frequency through gratitude, love, compassion, and joy, we create an energy field that resonates with these same qualities. It's no coincidence that the most fulfilled people often radiate an energy that transforms those around them. They have learned to maintain a high vibration regardless of external circumstances. Aligned intention emerges naturally from this state of expanded consciousness. It is not a forced desire or an imposed goal, but a clear direction that arises from our deepest being. When our intention is truly aligned with our essence, the entire universe seems to conspire in our favor. Events begin to flow with a synchronicity that seems magical, but is actually the natural result of operating from a state of inner coherence. The action that is born from this state of alignment is fundamentally different from action driven by fear or lack. It is a movement that arises from the fullness of the inner certainty of deep connection with our true nature. We do not act to fill a void or prove our worth, but as a natural expression of who we truly are. This path of awakening invites us to a completely new way of being and being in the world. We no longer move from struggle or force, but from grace and fluidity. Our actions become more effective because they are aligned with the natural laws of the universe. It is like swimming with the current instead of fighting against it. The transformation that occurs on this path is profound and lasting. It is not simply about changing superficial behaviors or adopting new beliefs. It is an awakening to our true nature, a recognition that we have always been much more than we thought. This path takes us beyond the limitations of our conditioned identity into a space of infinite possibilities where we can create and manifest from a place of authentic power. It is a journey that returns us to our original essence, reminding us of who we really are and the unlimited potential that lies within us. True transmutation occurs when we begin to operate from a new level of consciousness. This process is not simply a superficial change in our thoughts or behaviors, but a profound reorganization of our inner being. It is as if every cell in our body, every particle of our existence begins to act at a higher frequency. In this process of transformation, our old mental and emotional structures begin to dissolve. The limiting beliefs that once seemed so solid now cause laughter, as a new understanding emerges of who we are and how it really works. The world is an awakening that transcends the intellect and penetrates the deepest layers of our being. Synchronization with the universal frequency is a natural aspect of this transmutation. When we allow our being to vibrate in harmony with universal intelligence, we experience a completely different flow of life. Meaningful coincidences increase, opportunities appear naturally, and we feel a deep connection with everything around us. It is not that the universe suddenly begins to favor us. It is that we finally align ourselves with its natural flow. The world always maintains the same rhythm, the same pace, and at some point we all end up becoming aware of that when we truly understand and accept it. We understand that we cannot change the world. We can only change ourselves. We can only align ourselves. Conscious manifestation emerges as a natural expression of this new state of being. We no longer need to force or manipulate external circumstances because we understand that reality is a reflection of our inner state. Our desires and aspirations arise from a place of fullness, not lack, and therefore their manifestation occurs with a grace and ease that previously seemed impossible. This process of transmutation also profoundly affects our relationship with time. We begin to experience the present moment as the only point of real power where all transformation is possible. The past loses its hold on us, and the future ceases to be a source of anxiety. Instead, we inhabit an eternal now where our creative power can fully express itself. In fact, it is where only it can do so. Transmutation is not something we force, but something we allow to occur through us. It is a natural awakening that happens when we remove the obstacles that we have put in the way of our own light. Like a flower that naturally opens before the sun, our being expands and blossoms when we give it the space and freedom to do so. In this new state of being, life becomes a fluid expression of our inner power. Situations that previously seemed challenging, they are transformed into opportunities for further expansion. Each experience of whatever nature becomes a stepping stone towards our continued awakening and evolution. The time to awaken is now, not in the distant future, not when circumstances are perfect, not when you feel most ready. The power that you have been seeking is already present within you, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be released. Every moment of your life has prepared you for this awakening. Every experience has been a step on the path to this recognition. Your true nature is infinitely more vast and powerful than you have ever imagined. The limitations you have accepted as truths are like passing clouds in the infinite sky of your consciousness. They do not define who you are. They do not determine what is possible for you. At this very moment, you can choose to see beyond these temporary illusions and recognize your true essence. This is a call to awaken from a dream of limitation and separation. It is an invitation to experience life from a place of authentic power, where manifestation occurs naturally, where abundance flows effortlessly, where synchronicity becomes your natural state of being. The present moment is your point of power, the portal through which you can access all possibilities. You will continue to live on the surface of your being, barely touching or you will choose to dive into the depths of your true nature, where your unlimited power resides. The choice is yours and the time is now. You need no special preparation. You need no outside permission. You need nothing more than your willingness to awaken. As you listen to these words, feel the truth that beats at the center of your being. The power you have always sought is not something you need to acquire or conquer. It is your natural heritage, your original state of being. Each breath you take is an opportunity to awaken more deeply to this truth, to allow your inner light to shine more brightly each time you choose consciousness over automatism. Each time you allow your being to vibrate at higher frequencies, each time you act from your true essence, you are reclaiming that power that has always been yours. The transformation you seek is already in motion. You can feel it as a deep current flowing through you, awakening aspects of your being that have been dormant. Allow this transformation to expand, to touch every aspect of your life. The transformation is happening. Allow it to be, allow it to flow. Allow it to awaken you to the greatness that you have always been. And let me thank you for continuing to be here, giving us your company on behalf of the entire team. I remind you that it is an honor to have you with us, and I wish you all the good that life has to give you. See you soon. Stay awake.